introduction to dream signs, symbols, interpretation, and also the work with the angels. So feel always free to receive what suits you, what you feel at ease with. I want you to feel like if I was proposing something always, it's not something that we want, that we say it's the best, it's something that we propose to everyone. So we live in a world that is in constant expansion. Today, technologies are growing at a rhythm that we have never seen before. Just from 2000 to 2010, we have developed more technologies than in the rest of human histories. We have now many researchers all around the world that are developing a new kind of technology that will help us record our dreams into the machine. So, what does it mean? What does this technology mean? It means that one day when you wake up in the morning, you open your computer or your cell phone and you have the video of your night. You have the dreams that you have seen in video. And I can assure you that Hollywood and Bollywood will have a lot of concurrence after that, because the movies that we have inside us are fascinating. So this is not science fiction, this is real. It exists already, but it's very simple, very basic. Now we are able to say if someone is thinking about a color, like blue or red, or if someone is thinking about a shape like a rectangle, a square, a circle. So it's very, very basic. But in the years to come from now, this technology will change the way we perceive our dreams. The dreams, we can see them as the blueprint of our life, of our emotions, our thoughts, our behaviors in life. So it's like if, when we dream, we have a preview of what we are going to experience. And we have either the choice to understand it and to fix it as long as it stays in the blueprint, or either we fix it once we build our life. We fix the consequences. So sometimes when we experience consequences, it's longer to fix. So that's why dreams, they provide such an acceleration of evolution. It's like if you can perceive a glimpse of the future, of what may happen, of what may come. And you always have the choice to decide to fix it or to leave it completely. And for me now, I live like this for many, many years, and in dreams I receive information that guides me to take the right decision in my couple relationship, in my family relationship, when we have business responsibilities also, we can ask in dreams to receive the right information, to receive the right guidance, to know what is right to do for our evolution. So in dreams we have to understand that everything we see is a part of us. Every symbol is like a defragmentation of our consciousness, and every symbol represents a state of consciousness, an emotion, a way of manifesting ourselves, a way of thinking also. So everything we see, if we see a bridge, if we see a woman, a city, if we see monkeys, birds, every symbol has a meaning. Like, for example, a table. A table is a symbol of sharing, a symbol of exchange. It's no coincidence if when we have a meeting, we sit around the table, because it helps, it facilitates our exchange. Even when we eat, when we have family dinner, we are all around the table. It creates a connection, it creates a capacity, an interaction. But there is always the plus, always the minus. The table can be positive, or it can be negative. If the table is all dirty and oily and we cannot touch it or put our computer on it, it becomes more negative. If the table is broken, and it becomes more negative. But if the table is stable, it's clean, it's beautiful, then it represents a beautiful quality also. Because every symbol that we see is a representation of quality, so a strength or a weakness. So as we mentioned, to be positive, a symbol must be at its right place. So imagine if you take a cab and there is an elephant in the cab. Would it be more positive or more negative? It would be more negative, because the elephant is not at its right place. It should be in the nature. So because of that, we understand that this symbol that we see in our dream is a representation of our personality that sometimes can take too much place. We want to be too important, and we can take all the seats in the energy. You know, sometimes you have like the grandfather and you arrive at home and he sits on the sofa and it's like, oh, you cannot sit next to him. He takes all the place in the room just with his energy. So because of that, we can understand the plus and the minus. Like this, for example. A car can be positive or it can be negative. It depends on the way that we use it. Depends on our energy when we drive. So the left image is more positive because we see that the car is very functional, the road the environment is also very positive, beautiful, light, luminous. And then the other car is more negative. The other car advances to crush, the other car is like in a competitive dynamic. So this is also a state of consciousness. Sometimes when we drive, we can either decide to be very peaceful or either to crush others. Like we drive and the importance is just the goal, and we forget on the way our qualities, because sometimes we can become too materialistic also. So remember, everything that exists in the world, every symbol, every person, always has positivity and negativity, always the plus, always the minus. And when we understand the plus and the minus of something, we have what we call the global vision of it. We have the emotional intelligence. We are able to understand something 100%, not just the plus, not just the minus. But we know how it works. We know the person. We know her strength and her weakness also. But because we know both, we are able to make the difference. We are able to stay kind, to stay in a compassion, with love and everything. So, also something that is important in dream is to find the four elements. The four elements guide us to understand the different aspects that we visit in our dreams. So whenever we dream, it's like if we enter in our consciousness, in our mind, and we see how we think, we see our behaviors, we see our emotions. And all the symbols, they are like percentage of our consciousness. So it's like when you go and have dreams during the night, it's like if you go to the movie theater. But instead of just seeing a movie, it's a movie about your life, about your future, about your past. And in dreams, we'll see that we can reprogram our past memories to avoid living the present moment with difficulties, with pain, with trauma. And we can also see the future. We can see the probability of what we are going to become and decide to change on the way. Instead of advancing by the consequences, we advance by the cause. And then we reprogram our life like this. So the first element is the fire element. Fire is related to our spirit, to our energy, our capacity to advance. So when someone has a lot of energy, the fire element is very strong also. We can find the fire element in a car, for example, in a train, because of the strength to advance the motor of the engine. We have also the air element. The air element is related to our thoughts. Whatever is in the air, like a bird, a plane, a helicopter, is related to the air element. So if we dream about a butterfly during the night, then it's related, it speaks about our thoughts. The water element. Water is a beautiful element also that is in connection with our emotions. So when we dream about water, that is positive or negative water, it speaks about our emotions. If we see a tsunami, if we see a flood, or if we see a beautiful boat, if we see the ocean, it will be in connection with our emotional world. And then we have the earth element, which is in connection with the world of action. Everything that is grounded in connection with the earth is related to the world of action, how we behave, how we manifest ourselves. So a house, a car, a train will be related to the world of action. But a plane, for example, is more related to the world of thoughts, because it's mainly to travel in the air. So then we have the four elements, so fire, water, earth, and air, that forms this first dynamic that we should observe whenever we dream. So whenever you have a dream and you see fire, then you say, okay, this dream is speaking about my energy, my spirit. Is it a positive fire or is it negative fire? If it's a positive fire at the right place, then I see beautiful energy in me. I see my capacity to have a lot of intensity and do things with great power, great strength also. But if it's a destructive fire, for example, I dream about a fire in my kitchen, in my home, then I have to be careful. I have to be careful to my intensity, to my angriness, to my frustrations, not to destroy everybody around me. So now we may say, I don't dream, or I don't remember my dream. I feel like sometimes I have dreams. So how can we do to dream more? How is there a trick? What we can do? So normally when we don't remember